Hello and welcome to the
Hey,
first ever Master Clickbait podcast. My name is Tyler, and I'm joined by my good friends Dan, Jim, and Nick. We're a group of friends that love to discuss what we love everything from video games, movies, TV. We have many interests. This makes it perfect for this format of podcast. If you came because of our clickbaity title, welcome, and I apologize. We will not be discussing whatever that title is. However, we will be discussing topics that are relevant to your interests. The first thing we will discuss is, let's say, movie related. Um, let's say most upcoming movie in the next few months. I'm sure I know everyone's answer for this.
Lego Batman.
I'm gonna
Oh,
have to go with Beauty and the Beast.
no one said Logan yet?
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I picked Logan.
uh,
Dude, come on,
Duh.
Lego Batman.
Lego Batman's up there. Lego Batman is gonna be pretty sick.
I'm just,
What
I
about Power
can't.
Rangers?
I
Power
don't know.
Rangers looks okay.
Dude,
It
that
looks,
Megazord though.
it's pretty generic. Honestly, with Power Rangers even that good to begin with?
Yeah, it was.
Oh
I'll
no, it
fight you.
wasn't.
I'll, I will. No,
Mighty Morphin was pretty good. It may just be my kid inside me saying it's good, but
It absolutely is your
Weird.
kid inside you.
Kinda
Watch it again,
kid
you're
do you
like,
have
what the
inside of
hell is
you?
this?
dude, it's
did you
supposed to be
enjoy?
cheesy.
Did you enjoy every week where they would fight someone and then lose and then fight them again and they'd win, but then they'd get big and they still fight them and still win?
Oh,
Dude,
Megazord.
The
you
episode was great.
you
who's
must
ready?
hate fun if you hated the Megazords.
Who's ready
Uh,
for a dog's
I didn't. I
purpose?
didn't hate them. I want to see that.
The only thing is, I think in the new movie, the armor looks extremely generic and actually pretty terrible. Like in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, each armor was supposed to represent kind of like an animal, and in this one, they just look like
Iron Man.
Evangelion and Iron Man.
I still have not seen even Evangelion, but I'll be watching that very soon. Actually,
Yeah, you need to. I need to hear what you think of it. Personally, I think it's pretty overrated.
overrated. We'll see. Definitely. I just finished Hunter x Hunter, and I thought that was quite excellent. Actually, definitely a really good ending.
A few movies that are coming up that I wasn't aware of. We have 50 Shades Darker.
Oh my. Oh God. All right,
That'll be a
We have
midnight showing.
Dan. Dan,
3 a.m. showing.
I'm gonna stop you right there. That is one of the worst franchises to ever exist, and it's an
Dude,
absolute piece of shit.
You are just not into female erotica. That's what I'll tell you.
No.
Speaking-
If you want to watch good sex, you can watch most romance films.
Now, speaking of female
What's porn?
erotica, the new King Kong is coming out in a few weeks too.
Dude, fuck yeah.
Dude, that first one
can't wait.
scared me so much as a kid.
It actually
The
terrified
bugs,
me.
the bugs scared me.
Dude, the bug pit was awful.
The bugs and the
Yeah.
cannibals.
Talking about the Jack Black
Yeah,
one,
those,
Yeah, the
panels
Jack
suck
Black
dick.
one.
Yeah, yeah.
he scared me the most.
I could do the drunk.
What are you trying to say?
Nothing.
No, what really got me though was in the bug pit there was like those like slugs that like literally just like
Oh my
tore
god, they
that
was
one guy.
yeah.
Like all
One
his
was eating
limbs and it was eating his limbs and his head. It was oh god, that was just nightmare.
Yeah, like
for me.
individually. Fuck that.
But that movie was saved by King Kong snapping a T Rex's jaw in half.
That
pretty awesome.
that was pretty cool.
I was
Damn
okay
right.
with that. I was okay with that.
You could tell it was Peter Jackson that made that flick because of its length.
Oh, was that Peter Jackson? I totally forgot.
Yep.
That was Peter Jackson.
Oh,
That was right after Return of the King.
definitely not as good as Return of the King.
Well, obviously,
Well, it is.
very little things are.
Kind of hard to compete with. What was it? 11 Oscars.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Something-
it
yeah,
swept.
11.
It swept, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah.
It did indeed sweep. It has 11
Nominated for
Oscars.
11, won 11.
Which one
Nominated
did
for 11 won. Titanic is the only other movie to do that.
it went 11 for 11?
Mm-hmm.
What
Did-
movie is this?
Return of the King.
In Titanic,
Well, Return of the
Titanic.
King is better. So
obviously.
I got in an argument with a friend of mine here who tried saying that Lord of the Rings is no better than Star Wars, and I'm like, listen, dude, I like Star Wars, but I will fight you right here.
Good.
Yeah, definitely gonna have to agree that Lord of the Rings it's a better story, better
hate-
franchise, it's more well done.
I hate how people say it's no different. It's just a good versus bad podcast. It's just like, hey, listen, that's what and not good versus bad podcast. Good versus bad. This is a podcast. This is a podcast full of twists and turns. Wait till I betray Nick. Oh wait,
Wait, you don't remember the part where Sauron's had a podcast Gandalf the Grey? And
I would
they're
listen to a
down-
podcast about Bilbo. Just
He's like,
Bilbo
look,
talking.
I'd put black hands on their faces, but it just wouldn't do the trick.
But no, he kept saying it's a boring movie franchise because it's good versus evil. I'm like, it literally started tons of good versus evil.
It's honestly true, but I would disagree that it's just simply pure good versus evil, because there's a lot of there's a lot of characters that kind of
It's short people versus tall people. Let's be honest.
It's definitely more industry versus nature.
What do you mean
No,
industry
but I mean,
versus
you see
nature?
a lot
No
of,
way.
more in
Look
depth.
what Isengard. Look what Sauron and the orcs do to Isengard.
But that was a subplot in the overall scheme of things.
But in the books, that becomes a main plot. They do that to the Shire and destroy it.
Well, yeah, that was like the epilogue of the books. Saruman attacked the Shire, but the whole theme of Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit is little people overcoming giant obstacles.
There you go, Tara. Way to be deep.
Yeah, very deep. That's why
You know
hobbits
what
are my
else-
favorite.
You know what else? Industry versus nature.
Oh, jeez.
Toontown Online.
My mom.
Teen
Oh.
Titans 2?
Your
Toontown.
mom.
Why would I say your mom?
No, my mom. My mom. You know,
Alright,
Yeah, my
it's
mom.
not gonna be your mom jokes. Another movie coming out is Rings, the new Ring movie.
Ooh.
I actually
Ah.
saw a poster for that.
I honestly thought it was about Sonic, but I was a little disappointed that it wasn't.
What number of Ring movie is it?
Third, I
It's
think.
not- it's a collection because there's multiple. It's Rings.
Aha.
Is
you
there-
know, I
there's-
haven't seen it.
There's The Ring, and then there's some sequels to The Ring, aren't there?
That's what I
There's
thought.
the Ring 2, and now Rings.
So it's the third one. Then. Would be
It's
the answer to my would be the answer to my question that I just asked. That you
The Ring 2,
refused to answer.
The Ring 2, Electric Boogaloo. I mean,
Gotta
got
be a
AIDS.
picture of
that'll
Sonic. Right.
probably end up the same way that freaking Blair Witch reboot happened. It literally turned into just a stupid stereotypical thriller.
The Ring 4 is actually Rocky 8.
Wait, what? Wait. Rocky 8 is just The Ring 4?
Yes.
Speaking
of
of
you.
Rocky, I've heard that Creed movie was actually really good.
I
Yeah,
did-
there's that too.
Amazing.
I need to see that
Creed
one.
was fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's about Apollo Creed's son and Rocky training him.
Going
It's
back
really
to
sad.
going back to Logan though, I really need to watch like every X-Men movie that's relevant. Because I've seen none of them.
Just watch 1, 2, Days of Future Past, and First Class.
First Class is so good. I've seen most movies I can't rewatch a bunch of times, but I've seen that like 7 times, and I like it each time.
I only watched about half of First Class.
I
well,
saw like
seriously.
the last 20 minutes of First Class, I think.
I only watched
liked it a
only
lot.
watched half because it was late at night and I was getting pretty sleepy, so I turned it off. But I should watch it again. But oh yeah, make sure to watch the Wolverine Origins movie too.
Definitely don't.
I've heard not good things about that.
Oh yeah, it's atrocious.
It's the worst looking movie I've ever seen.
But dude, I'm so
CGI
excited.
is not done.
But I want to see Deadpool in that movie. I want to listen to how funny he is.
It's not funny. It's more just like an abomination. But I mean, yeah, Logan looks pretty good. If you guys haven't seen they came out with the newest trailer.
Hell yeah.
It
Showing
look-
Laura some kicking some ass.
They
Yeah.
did.
Yeah,
Dude.
there's a new trailer. It just revealed a little bit more plot and what's
Dude,
kind of
I-
going on.
Laura's claws. It shows
Yes.
Laura's claws.
Professor X in the new movie looks freaking awesome.
I know he looks so old.
He does.
I know, he grew hair finally.
I will say the first trailer is a lot more emotional.
Oh yeah, this one's not as emotional.
No, it's not. And I kind of liked having no idea what was going on based on almost nothing. Just because that trailer doesn't reveal all that much. It's just there's a kid he's clearly trying to save. There's some kind of connection there, and that's basically all you have. But the second trailer kind of allows more insight into what exactly is going on and stuff like that.
It's his clone.
Spoilers, dude.
Whoa.
Bro, dude, come
That
on.
was revealed 10+ years ago, so it's
In the
like
comics. Yeah, her name's X-23, right?
Laura Kinney. Yep.
And she becomes
She is
Wolverine too.
now.
But yeah, it should be pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to that. But looking forward, I mean, obviously, huge news today. Last Jedi name was just
That's true.
revealed.
Yes, Last Jedi.
With red font.
So the Return of the Jedi was not very long lived, was it?
No, that kind of
No.
pisses me off. It's like Return of the Jedi, then 30 years. Oh, Luke did a shit job at Returning the Jedi.
Kind of. Kind
It's
of.
like that's one of my biggest freaking peeves with the new movies is that it's just
Gripes.
gripes. Yeah, it's just illegitimizing everything that the heroes of the old trilogy worked for. It's like, oh, you destroyed the Empire and the Death Star. Well, here's a third Death Star that could destroy 4 planets at once, and it's the size of a planet. And it's just like, okay,
Okay. Show of imaginary hands. Who thought Rogue One was better than Force Awakens?
I did.
Yeah, definitely.
Love Force. Fuck. Rogue One.
Okay, so we're all in agreement that Rogue One was better.
I am one with the Force. The Force is with me.
I thought that was kind of cheesy, but
It was a little cheesy, but I got over it. Like the second time around seeing that movie, I liked it a lot better. I was able to
Yeah,
follow
seeing
the
it the
plot
second
a
time
little bit more.
is better because you know the characters now. So
You do,
beginning doesn't
and
move as fast.
it's kind of hard because it is a fast-moving plot. They have to cover a lot of ground basically and introduce a lot of characters that have never existed that no one's ever heard of.
Yeah.
Maybe, I mean, there are some characters that you would only know them, like oh god, Forrest Whitaker's character, I can't remember his name.
yeah, it's
But he was,
Saw Gerrera.
It's Saul Guerrero.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Yeah, definitely.
Fun fact. So that's kind of a throwback to that. That basically establishing that as definite lore. That series is great, by the way. Love that series.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's worth a rewatch for sure. But yeah, I definitely like Rogue One more than Force Awakens. Ironically, it was pretty taking place in a completely familiar setting, the Galactic Civil War, and yet it seemed way more creative than freaking Force Awakens was.
It did. It did. It took a lot more risks. I liked seeing people complained about that there was too much politics in the movie, and I thought it was a good amount of politics. I thought it was things. It was a side of the rebels that you don't normally see.
Yeah, I
Because
hate
not always
people who
being
complain about the freaking politics in Star Wars. It's like it's either you get too much politics or you have no exposition at all. And Force Awakens had no exposition because people were afraid of throwing politics into Star Wars. It's just like that's some of the coolest part to see some of the different factions and how they interact on the Galactic
Civil
Civil.
too.
And
Well, I
and
mean,
you
this isn't
wanna
a political story. This is back to the Skywalker story.
Yeah,
It's a personal journey now.
but people will call
Instead of
simple
galactic
exposition. People will call simple exposition politics, and I'm just like, no, it's kind of just explaining the setting a little bit, and needs to happen.
But I mean, you want to talk about just oh, it's a good versus evil story. That Star Wars is a very good versus evil story. Rebels are completely good, and the Empire is completely evil, and there's no in between.
Oh, there's absolutely no
But
in between, and that's what
There's
kind
no
of
in between. But here, you had
Yeah, they actually showed the Regals.
you had Cassian Andor, who kind of regret of the actions he's committed a rebel, which he thought was in the name of justice kind of overall, but like realizing that he's done some shit. He's committed some crimes that and some assassinations or what have you that he's not terribly proud of, but he did it because he thought it was for a worthy cause. And so you kind of see just a darker side to the rebels, and I really appreciate this movie.
it is criminal the lack of Star Wars games there are right now.
It is.
Well, if E3 is to believe the last 6 press conferences, we're getting 100 in the next year or two.
Yeah,
That is
just
true.
hopefully minimal on the mobile shit because there's been
Oh.
plenty of mobile stuff, but
Yeah,
it's literally
Galaxy of Heroes and stuff.
I see that on Facebook every day. It looks like absolute garbage.
Galaxy Heroes is okay. I played it for a little bit. It's just simple turn-based strategy, and then Force Arena is a Clash Royale clone. That's the problem. And then Star Wars Commanders is a Clash of Clans clone. Like they're just clones of other games that are frankly less clunky, and I'm just like, give me some solid console or more fleshed out games like Knights of the Old Republic or the Jedi Academy games, or I know we
How long ago
just
did
got
Battlefront?
Dude, Republic Commando was good.
Republic Commando
Which Battlefront you talking about, Dan?
The newest one.
2015.
That was 2015. I liked that game. It had a lot going for it. It's just such a lack of content.
Yeah,
Such a lack of
it's by
content.
far one of the best looking games on the market, if
Oh my
not the
god,
best looking
absolutely.
game.
Best
But
looking, best sounding. Like the was it the implode the what's that one weapon? The grenade.
oh yeah, that thing sounds amazing. The implosion
The
grenade or whatever.
something like that. That the sound of that is just top notch, just top tier sound. But there was just no story. Like Battlefront 2 had a great campaign that I played at
The
least
Five
7 times.
first.
Exactly, the story of the
501st.
501st, which you follow. They follow the 501st in the Clone Wars animated series, correct?
Not really. It's not
No,
really said. They're mentioned a few times,
I know
definitely.
that they're definitely mentioned, but like following them was such a great story, and like especially how they progressed and like how they even talked about like regretting the fact that they were going to have to like kill the Jedi because they knew that was coming, and it was just nice getting their perspective, obviously, because you never really get their perspective.
The best level was definitely killing all the Jedi.
Oh yeah, it was interesting as hell.
Um, but yeah, it had some sweet levels too. Like there was a level where you played as the Empire and you had to kill a bunch of clones on Camino.
Oh fuck yeah, I remember that one. That was
Oh,
a good one.
that was a great level. I just love that campaign overall. It's just such a special place in my
Mm,
heart. I think I played it at least 7 times. I mean, you can knock
that's
it out
sweet.
in a day.
Knock the prequels all you want. Don't get me wrong; they are very bad movies. Um, but the world building in it is something that worries me about the sequels. Disney can't really world build as good as they know how to make a good movie, but that's really it. It's just kind of a cookie cutter movie. It's got its likable heroes, got its evil villain, got some quips here and there for some laughs, and then you got a movie. Whereas like yeah, the prequels had terrible writing and some terrible acting, and but it had some great world building that inspired some great video games.
And that was what I really one of the things I really enjoyed about Rogue One is that I mean, you saw in the first like I want to say 10, 15 minutes you were already on 3 or 4 different planets. Am I mistaken?
Yeah, yeah, about three or four different planets. And how about the ending battle? They actually had all the rebel ships, so it wasn't just X-wings versus Tie fighters.
Oh yeah,
That's
no, I
probably the
mean
best fight in all
that was
Star Wars.
actually it was a fantastic battle
You know,
scene.
they
It
actually
lasted
use
about an hour.
yeah, they actually use miniatures for the Star Destroyers.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
So cool.
That love that. I liked the ship, the Hammerhead
Yeah,
cruiser.
That
that
was so
hammerhead,
badass.
That's
that
a throwback. That's also a throwback to Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the animated series.
it's actually a throwback to Old Republic.
Which
Really?
isn't the Old Republic inspired by the books, so it wasn't necessarily the world building of the second one that inspired the Old Republic, right?
Yeah, like Knights of the Old Republic and that MMO that came out, that was actually inspired by some books and some kind of lesser known EU canon. The Old Republic takes place like I think like 2,000 years before Episode One. And that's a Republic cruiser, that old Hammerhead one from the Old Republic back when they faced the Sith Empire, and so. Like an example is that like that huge Jedi versus Sith battles where there were actually like just a bunch of Jedi soldiers and Sith soldiers fighting each other. It's like cool as shit.
That would be pretty awesome. I would be a fan of. Did you ever guys read? Did you ever read the Jedi Apprentice short novels?
I've heard of them.
I mean, it basically tells the story of how Obi-Wan became Qui-Gon's Padawan, and how Qui-Gon had a previous apprentice like Xanatos or something like that, who became
Yeah,
Sith. Obviously. But I mean that series spanned at least like I want to say 15 books. Probably not movie worthy, but like it could make a
I'm
great
gonna
like
look this up.
A Netflix series. Like I would love that honestly.
Ooh,
Unfortunate.
to see a television style adaptation of like a Star, well, not like a Netflix style adaptation, is what I'm trying to say. Star
I
Wars would be
mean,
interesting.
yeah, I mean Netflix has done a pretty good job of most shows. I mean, if you could do like a if you had like an HBO budget, I think it'd be cool.
Unfortunately, it seems that Disney hates anything prequel related.
Oh,
Uh,
Disney like officially. I was listening, reading about this actually, and they like basically renounced like any of the lore of like most of the stuff that has been like before it, basically.
Yeah, they only
Well,
count the films, the Clone Wars TV series, and
Even though
some
I
games.
thought they did count part of the Clone Wars TV series,
it
even though
counts all of
they
it.
said
They
they
count the
weren't.
whole thing.
The only things that are considered canon now after the Disney takeover are the six movies, before Force Awakens, the Clone Wars TV series, the Rebels TV series, and any books that come out after the
Yeah,
takeover.
since then.
Yeah,
So there's been
that's
like 5 or 6 books that came out since then. I've read parts of the Force Awakens novelization, and they explain a lot more, like what the Resistance is. Like the Resistance actually is like a so when the New Republic came around, they didn't want to fight the First Order because the Senate, one, was part corrupt again, and two, they didn't really want another war on the scale that they just finished, and so they kind of just let the First Order just kind of sit in their own part of the galaxy. But the Resistance was kind of like a proxy force for them to fight, and so uh, they kind of used that, and so it kind of explains stuff a little more. But even then, it's just like Starkiller Base is so dumb.
I agree.
How do you raise the stakes from there? Like
Well,
they,
one of the most disappointing scenes in The Force Awakens is I mean, I think we can all agree one of the most iconic scenes of A New Hope is probably when they're all like in like the planning room basically to take down the Death Star for the first time.
yeah,
Like pretty well known, pretty iconic scene. They're all gathered around Death Star plans. It's on a hologram, and they're talking about how they're going to go about this and how it's more or less a last ditch effort that's going to take like every possible soldier and like equipment and like anyone they have available, like any resource they have available is going to go into this attack on the Death Star that's going to supposedly, you know, end the Empire. Obviously, it doesn't. But what I dislike about the Force Awakens is they're just so matter of fact about it. It's like, yeah, these things they always have like a hole you shoot it into, it blows up.
I was a
They attack.
sanitation officer. Of course, I know what
They
it is.
they attack essentially a Death Star that's like what 4 times bigger with like less than half
Boy.
the fleet. With like less than half of the fleet they attacked the
It was
original
like
Death Star
18
with.
X-wings.
It's like 18 X-Wings. That like with the amount of TIE fighters that came out of the Starkiller base, they should have gotten
Yeah,
wiped out
right.
in like a second. Like there's no way. I don't care how good a pilot Poe Dameron is. He gets shot down immediately.
Exactly, and then just like Rey using her mind tricks. Though there's some theorizing going on. That was ridiculous.
It was
Ray
ridiculous.
Mind Tricks.
Oh
Instead of
god.
Jedi Mind Tricks, it's gonna be a band called Ray Mind Tricks.
Rey
Oh my
mind
god.
tricks, but
Feminism for a win, right?
I
Cutting out.
you guys know
Modern
my
Ray.
theory that Rey just got her memory wiped and she's always been a Jedi, and I've seen
If that is the case, I am more okay with how that transpired. If not, she's absolutely amazing.
yeah, it's
Hello, hello.
Nick, you went out for a second. But continue on. I think I know where Nick was going. She absolutely is a Mary Sue if she didn't get her memory wiped. One of the theories I've seen, and I really hope it's true, that Kylo Ren actually turns to the good side, and Rey turns evil. And there's theories going around that Luke can't train Rey, or that like she got her memory wiped because she was once part of the Knights of Ren, and or maybe she was evil and she was too powerful, so she just, or maybe Luke couldn't kill her, and so he just wiped her memory. And I do think it's interesting that Kylo Ren, instead of being a good guy tempted by the dark side, he's a bad guy tempted by the light side. I do
I
think
did
that's
I did appreciate that. Like rewatching that movie, his kind of struggle. Like when I first saw when he kills his dad Han Solo, and like he has that kind of conflict. I kind of thought he was like almost screwing with him. Like it was all like kind of a ploy, so they can
yeah,
get him close and basically kill him. Rewatching that and they taking a lot more detail about like how he's struggling with like wanting to be good essentially and wanting and how he thinks he wants to be as powerful and as dark as Darth Vader. I definitely that was one thing I did appreciate watching second time is his kind of inner turmoil throughout the movie. I really appreciate that much.
yeah, definitely. So it'll be interesting what happens. I mean, we can't really guess too much until we get a teaser, which I think a teaser, you heard it here first, is going to come on during the Super Bowl.
I
I
can see
believe
it.
that. I can see that coming.
I can definitely see it. I mean, you have the biggest audience you have anytime whatsoever. Although the fucking Patriots are in again, so
Let's go. Honestly,
no,
I was just happy that the Packers weren't in it.
I'm happy that much too. I'm going all Falcons all the way.
I wouldn't
Go
mind if
Falcons.
I wouldn't mind if the Falcons won. I like them too. Just as long as the Packers weren't fucking near it,
Yeah,
I'd be
no, God,
happy.
no.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, they are
They did
miserable.
not. They did not deserve to be
I mean,
close.
I'm sure there's some hotels near. Like if it's fucking near.
The fire
God,
alarm shit.
God damn it, Dan.
It's just watching them yesterday. I mean, I like the Patriots. They're my favorite team, but it's just crazy though. They're able to turn these literal like wide receivers into like stars. Like Hogan had a crazy game yesterday, and they were covering Edelman like crazy because everyone thought, including everyone we live with, was like, oh, of course he's going to be the big target. But no, all of a sudden this guy named freaking Hogan, Hulk Hogan's son, uh, just decides to become an all-star overnight. But we'll see what happens. If the Falcons win, that good for them. But I think the Patriots are going to win. I think the nerves are going to get the best of the Falcons because this is Brady and Belichick's 7th time going to the Super Bowl. That's almost half a season of Super
True.
Bowls.
But Matt Ryan has the highest postseason rating of any quarterback ever.
Yeah, he's definitely a force to be reckoned with.
I did not. I've not been following most of the NFL this year because the Bears, RIP this year.
Oh God, just burn the
But-
whole, just burn down all of Soldier Field right now.
Basically.
No,
But,
they took a year off. They didn't play.
An off
I mean,
year.
hopefully they can get some fucking good draft picks this upcoming season.
Yeah, they'll manage to fuck that up.
I mean, I'm sure they will, but like they at least have the ability to get a good draft. Obviously, they won't, but they should.
What I really hope they do, one of my worst fears is me. I was just talking to some of my roommates about it today. One of our worst fears is that the Bears decide instead of taking a risk on a new quarterback, they're just like, well,
Gonna go to basketball.
Yeah, right. No, they decide, well, we know Jay Cutler. We know him. Let's just sign him again because we know what we're getting, and we get 4 more years of Jay, smoking Jay.
Please no.
I mean, I agree. We probably need a new quarterback, but like his numbers have not been.
He hasn't been terrible, but he just doesn't give a shit. We need a quarterback that gives a shit, and he literally gives no shits.
His attitude is terrible.
Yeah, it's not great.
I hope we
But
get.
I mean, even when he was playing well, no one was really either acknowledging it or admitting to it. Because I mean, he was putting. God damn it, Dan. he was putting up like 360 like passing yards a game, and like no one was like really even like giving him the slightest notice because, yes, he also threw some picks and like their offense usually was absolute garbage, but mainly it was the play calling, or like not Jay just
Yeah, you're right. I've always said too. That reminds me. I've always said too. He's the quarterback that Chicago deserves.
Batman.
Yeah, but worse than Batman.
Dude, Batman would probably be great at football.
He'd probably be great at pretty much anything he does.
Yeah, great at
Pretty
football because he can afford to buy anybody for his team.
Exactly. I'm gonna shift gears a
No,
little
it'll be
bit
just
here.
Batman. It'll be the New England Patriots versus just Batman, and he'll still win.
I would watch that Super Bowl. Tell you what.
I'm gonna
I will
shift
record
gears.
that and watch it every day while I masturbate.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
baby.
Jeez.
Poison Ivy's not there. Just...
While you master clickbait.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Ha ha ha.
Slider, what you were saying.
I'm going to shift gears a little bit here. I'd like to talk about the Switch a little bit. We're getting closer to the release date. A lot of information has come out about it. Starting with Dan, what are some of your initial thoughts? And I know we talked a little bit about this before, but just kind of share some initial thoughts on it.
I really like it, and I want to have it.
You are making the Switch.
But here's the thing. No, yeah, I'm making the Switch. I
Just
didn't
a
buy a
snap
Wii
if you
U.
say it, Slider.
I didn't buy a Wii U because there wasn't anything exciting about it, and Nintendo has fully drawn me in with the Switch. However, I think that their launch lineup could be a little more exciting, and I know there's a lot of games coming for it. And as somebody from the Wii, not buying the Wii U, there's a lot more for me. But like most of their launch titles have either been out or some like random title no one cares about, like Just Dance 2017, or a sequel. And it'd be nice to see. Well, not a sequel, but like a remake of a game that came out 7 months ago, 9 months ago.
Yeah.
Like Skyrim.
Like Skyrim, like
Oh,
Mario
it's not-
Kart.
it's
like
not even the-
Splatoon.
It's not even
Fucking
the
Skyrim.
new Skyrim remake. It's the original
Yes, the old
Skyrim
one.
from 2011.
Like on launch, we have 1-2 Switch, Binding of Isaac, which has been out
Which
for I don't
costs
know
money
how
for some
long.
reason.
Just Dance, I Am Setsuna has been out for a year now, I think.
July. No, it's
Oh,
July.
okay. Breath of the Wild, which is obviously like
Their biggest
10 out of
title.
10.
That's the
Platinum
system seller.
title. Yeah.
That is the
Be
decision.
one of the greats.
I'm going to buy.
Skylanders.
I'm buying the Switch because of that game. Tell you what.
I already bought the Switch because of that game.
You can play it on your Wii U though, Nick.
But I want the better capability.
Fair enough. Go on.
I
And
don't
the
have
last
a
one
Wii.
is Bomberman, and Bomberman looks fantastic.
I heard it
think
might be
Bomberman
$40
Zelda.
though.
Wow. That'd be a shame.
Yeah. I mean, you guys know my gripes with it. Now, if there was a Metroid game announced for it, I think I'd have to get it. An actual Metroid game, not Federation
Force 2.
No, I would. If they announced a Federation Force 2, I'll never buy anything Nintendo again.
What if it was? What if it's not? What if it's the other M2?
Boycott.
I would be very upset and
No, it'd be
voice
called the Forgotten M.
the Forgotten M. Or no, it would be called Another
Then-
M.
No, it should be called
Yeah.
the M that should have been forgotten.
Let's call it Etroid. And be like, you know what?
Etroid M.
Etroid.
Etroid M.
I would voice
That's
my discontent on many different internet forums.
Oh, the other thing that looks like shit is their freaking online service, dude.
Oh my
I
gosh.
don't know what they're doing with themselves, but I don't think it's gonna be successful. Like they
You know,
are
like playing with
hoping.
people, or how you can have a game for a month and then give it back.
Okay,
Everything.
I think for a console, coming out in 2017, it should have the ability to talk to people on the console
Yeah,
itself.
instead of using the app.
Yeah, like not everybody can afford a smartphone and a Switch. Fortunately, we have both. But the freaking Xbox, the original Xbox, had voice chat, and that was from like I don't remember when it came out.
2003, I think.
Yeah,
2003?
3.
14 years later, and we still can't get voice on Nintendo. I mean, come on.
It's pretty much the same as using Discord on your phone to talk while playing a game.
But probably less intuitive.
And
Yes,
to be quite honest,
it's gonna be less intuitive.
I'm planning on just being on Discord on my computer while playing my Switch. Like, there's no reason to use Nintendo's app.
Well,
Yeah.
Discord's it's a better app in general. It's clear audio. It works better. I mean, it's kind of hard to beat.
Little Discord
back
plug
up.
here. Don't be afraid to throw some advertising money.
Sponsored by Discord.
Yeah, sponsored by
This podcast
Discord.
brought to you by Discord.
But
what
no,
my butt plug's
you
gonna
you
say.
pretty much hit the nail on the head. No, it's gonna be the online service Nintendo has always lacked in, and
And shit.
it's been awful.
Just not working.
And
Well, no, I will say though, like most of the games they make aren't really intended for that much online play. A lot of the games are more narrow single player,
Fucking-
which
Splatoon,
no Splatoon.
Oh,
I obviously like
Mario Kart, these are their top sellers.
Dude,
and
Mario Kart, I can't wait.
Mario Kart. With the shit talking would be so real though. My God, I could not imagine the shit I'd be talking in that game.
well, my biggest problem with it, a lot of their stuff isn't online oriented, but the stuff that is shit, and they're charging for it. You got to pay for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
How-
That's absolutely.
Well, that's
true.
not till like what the fall they said.
Even then, like how you could justify charging for such a shitty online service when you have PS Plus and Xbox Live just doing way better jobs of what they do.
Wonders.
It's just like, what are you doing?
And see, they'd make up for it if they had the library of games that they would offer,
Yes.
like Xbox and PlayStation does. Like, if they don't want to give us voice, that's fine, but you have to make up for it another reason. Funhouse, I think it was talking about. Maybe it wasn't Funhouse. Maybe it was. No, it was Easy Allies saying that hopefully Nintendo would be the Netflix of gaming, where you just pay a monthly price and you
Oh,
have
yeah.
their whole back catalog to play.
Oh my gosh, I would
And I think
totally
that
do
would be,
that.
Yeah,
I
that'd
would
be like
absolutely
an
do that.
amazing service,
Yeah,
But
no, I
they're not
mean,
gonna
they
do
have
that. No
Well,
way.
I mean-
Castlevania 1, here I come.
They
their
don't-
game library dominated the market for such a long period of time, and they have so many games that have so much replayability, and that you either maybe you weren't around when they originally came out, but things like the original Legend of Zelda and Adventure of Link, like I would love to go play those games back again.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, you can get those on the 3DS,
Oh,
but
true.
and if you hack it for free.
the Wii
Well,
also, the Switch also has the capability of playing. So we have NES, SNES, N64, and GameCube. And it has the ability to play GameCube games well. So like, that's another whole catalog to
I
use.
better see Beautiful Joe on that motherfucker.
Man,
Wait,
I,
it Wait, it's backwards compatible that far, or it's
They'll
just like
no, not backwards
important?
compatible. You'll
It's
have
a
to
virtual
buy.
console.
You'll have to
I'm
buy
gonna-
them
Switch has
again.
a disk
Okay.
drive.
Well, because I do want to get Animal Crossing again. No lie.
But
Well, like,
I would totally pay for a Netflix type service with their games. The only
Oh, for
problem
sure.
is one, they still charge like $5 for an NES game. They still charge full price for 3DS launch titles. You still got to pay $40 for like some.
you still gotta pay full price for Brawl, dude. Like,
Yeah.
no shit.
It's $49 at freaking Target or whatever, wherever you go. They never discount their stuff. They
They
artificially
used to.
used to. I don't know what happened for
There
some
was,
reason.
like the player's choice or whatever.
Yeah, they think their games are
Hold on.
Japan's gift to the world, and so they never freaking discount them. And that includes NES games and any kind of old games for Virtual Console. Be ready to pay almost $20 for a GameCube game that came out in '01 and
Yeah, I
'02.
know.
Especially if you own it already, that's a lot of bullcrap.
Consider you can get most GameCube games at Disc Replay for like $5.
Or for free online with ROMs. Even GameCube
Well, here's
can
the thing,
emulate
though.
okay.
Thieves.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Disc Replay.
That's the one thing that Nintendo should do is because like anybody, if they want to go back and play any Nintendo games, Dolphin is like by far better than anything Nintendo has to offer.
Yeah,
So they have to
Absolutely.
provide me a service that's better than Dolphin.
that
You know,
stupid
for me to buy it.
that stupid NES Classic console that came in that came out that locked at 30
And all
games.
two of them they brought to America?
What?
All two of them they brought to America?
Yeah, right. If you could even get one, but you could buy it. It was what, $50?
60.
Yeah.
$60 for like $30 you could buy a thing called a Raspberry Pi. It's like a mini computer. Literally put your own emulator on there, and you could have more controller ports on there. You can add as many games as you want on there, customize it, and it's for like $30.
For $0, you can just emulate that on Dolphin. Because Dolphin, I was playing Banjo Kazooie in class every day in the back of class.
Well, yeah. I'm talking
Well,
about
that's
though,
Project 64. I don't think Dolphin runs 64 games.
and I'm talking
but-
about if you wanted something to like plug into your TV that was similar to the mini NES, you could just buy.
Yeah, and the Pi is really easy to sign up. Also, though, if you're really interested in playing the NES Classic with all the titles, I'm pretty sure there's a group of hackers that found a way to put the other titles on there.
Yeah, I saw that too. You could buy the NES Mini and then like put more titles on there.
But my biggest gripe is that they still haven't made it available. My dad has been calling like retailers around the area for since it came out, like once a week. I'm not even fucking with you, and he has not gotten a
What,
copy.
12 a week or 12 a month or something?
No, they
Are
get
they
like,
not on
yeah.
Amazon?
Well, they're like fucking inflated as hell. They're like $250 or something like that on Amazon,
Jesus.
Yeah.
and they sell out so quick. Each of these retailers get like 3, every 2 weeks.
Are you
this is
kidding me?
This is why Nintendo stays afloat, because they have fanboys like me, Jim, and basically all of us that will throw money at Nintendo because we love, all the nostalgia factor, basically.
I don't get how
Yeah, I mean-
I don't get how this helps them though. Artificially, like only sending 3 to the U.S. and making like 10 of them total when you have this demand.
Like, and it's fine when they're like, oh, we didn't understand that the initial demand was going to be so high. All right, fine. But now you understand the demand's still high. Give it
Yeah,
to
it
us.
shouldn't take this long to make more.
When did this come
Oh,
out?
man, it's weird.
6 months ago?
Something like
November,
that,
I
yeah.
believe.
Yeah,
3 months
November or
ago?
October.
I think it was October.
They did the
2.
same thing with the 3DSs, and there's a new
And the
Fire.
Amiibos.
Oh my god,
all
the
the
Amiibos. Oh,
They fucked everyone with those things.
I missed out. I should freaking buy all those new Fire Emblem ones that are coming out if they're gonna.
This is what I think they should do. They should have their pre-order dates far enough ahead that they can produce as much as their pre-orders need. Like,
Yeah.
instead of pre-ordering a fucking month before the Switch comes out, you do, here's 4 months before the game console comes out. This should give us enough time to produce according to our pre-order demand,
And extra because people are not always going to pre-order.
Exactly.
Now, one of the Mario title for the Switch comes out in Christmas time
Next
of
fall.
2017.
They say holiday 2017, but I'm saying
Holiday
I'm
2017.
saying it's gonna be 2018. I think they'll delay it.
Either way, I will wait for that game. That looks like the jolliest motherfucking time of my life.
It does look pretty fantastic. Mario is always a comfy experience. I
Man.
loved 3D World. 3D World I thought was fantastic, but the one complaint about what I have about 3D World is just the time limit in every level is just I'm more of an explorer kind of type gamer, so like with the time
64
limit,
Galaxy.
dude. Galaxy,
Sunshine.
Galaxy, Sunshine. I
Just
have
naming off
such
Mario games,
fondness
dude.
for. I mean, yeah, obviously.
Mario Brothers 3, Mario Brothers 2. You got Super Mario World. What else you got?
Super Mario RPG. You got
Super Mario Land 1, 2.
Mario
yeah,
Strikers.
Yoshi's Island.
Mario Luigi, Trapped in Time or some
fucking
shit.
Yoshi's Island 2.
It's
Yoshi's
Partners in
Story.
Time, and
It's
that's a
not
kick-ass
That's
game.
what I said.
Haunted Mansion 1 and 2. Or Luigi's
Haunted Mansion? What are we fucking Disney? Where's Eddie Murphy?
Eddie Murphy in that game?
Yeah.
Luigi's Mansion. Luigi's Mansion. God damn.
Dude, you know what? Fuck Luigi's Mansion 3. Let's get Waluigi's Mansion up in there.
Yeah, hell yeah. He's just like
Dude,
So
best
he
game
he yells.
of
He
lifetime.
yells the ghosts away.
Does he live in a box though? Like what?
He lives in my heart.
I can't.
He doesn't even know.
I don't know how to respond to that, Jim.
But
Not many people
But
do.
yeah,
but
I think Nintendo has a huge potential with the Switch, but they just need to capitalize on the mistakes
Time
they've
will
made in
tell.
the past.
yeah, time will tell. I'm waiting for the new Fire Emblem, the actual, not the Fire Emblem Warriors, the Hyrule.
Warriors or Heroes or some shit.
Yeah, Heroes is coming out for the phone. That might be the first phone game I actually play a lot of because I'm a big Fire Emblem guy, like
Oh,
Drew.
boy.
And
Did you guys
You
did
know
you
what looked really awesome to me was Octopath Traveler. That
Yeah.
is a buy. That's a buy right there.
what is it?
Octopath Traveler.
I haven't heard of this one.
It's the one that looks like
it's-
cardboard. It's like a
It's like
diorama.
a diorama, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like a turn-based RPG.
Is this a mobile game?
No,
No,
it's on the
for
Switch.
That's on the
Did you
Switch.
guys,
But we didn't see a
It was like a 30-second like tease.
Did you guys see the image that surfaced about the size of Breath of the Wild, like the world?
It's like a tiny
basically?
little 3DS chip, right?
Well, yeah, it was just like
The actual
It was
size of the
saying-
world.
Oh, the
size
map.
of the world,
Yeah, the map.
Yeah, it was saying it was like 30 times Skyrim, which
That could be
I-
pretty cool.
I mean, it'd
It could be
fantastic.
pretty bad. It could be really bad.
It
I
could be
was-
very bad.
I was just
if
gonna
it's-
say.
if
Dude,
it's not like
I saw that
full of-
comparison. The
If
most
that-
shocking thing about that comparison was that Wind Waker is the same size as Ocarina of Time.
I
Yeah,
can't believe.
I
that
was
can't-
blown
that
away.
doesn't- That does not make sense to me at all. I can't
I'm
believe
like, Wind Waker just feels way bigger. Maybe it's because there's no like loading screens or whatever, but I don't know.
I mean, maybe, but like, I mean, Ocarina
Because
of
there's
Time
not a
is
whole
not
lot going on.
it's not a huge game though.
I mean, half the fucking world is so water, Jim. So
Oh, you mean
That's where they get-
70%? Just like the real world, Dan.
I say more than 70%. That's like 90%. You kidding me? At least.
Yeah, that's the best one ever.
I've never
I-
played Wind Waker. I've only
the
played.
best Zelda
Fuck
ever.
yourself.
That's your claim? The
Hell
best
yeah.
Zelda.
I'm gonna disagree. My favorite is still Twilight Princess, but I mean,
That's a good pick. It's a good pick.
I-
That's the first time I've ever heard someone say that. My only Zeldas I've played was A Link Between Worlds, Twilight Princess, and that's it.
I do want to play A Link Between Worlds.
Dude, that's probably my second favorite Zelda game. My honestly, like, I think
So
it's
Majora?
the best Zelda game.
Oh, I have played
Oh.
Majora's Mask.
No, it's Zelda. Fuck, A Link Between Worlds. A Zelda Between Worlds. I think that's like the best Zelda game.
Well, what's the? Oh wait, it's not. I think it's the second best.
My second favorite, but I think it's the very
Oh.
best Zelda game.
What's your favorite then?
Majora's Mask.
Okay, and based on your fucking icon.
Yeah, his Discord icon.
But here's why I think The Link Between Worlds is the best Zelda game. Is because it's the truest to the original, but it like continues it makes everything better than the original. Like in the you can go anywhere you want, like right off the bat. You can use any item. I mean, obviously there's like a 30-minute prologue you got to do, like
Yeah.
every Zelda game. But after that, you can get any item at any point and go to any dungeon anytime. And it's just like, do it. There's no right order, there's no wrong order. You can just go at your own pace. You're like, I want to go to this turtle-looking place. Okay. You have to figure out
So-
what item works there, and
Is
it's
that
so cool.
is that how Breath of the Wild is supposed to function? Is it going to be kind of you just do whatever you want in whatever order you want, or is
Yeah.
it going to be still linear but just huge?
From what I've seen, because
It looks like
I saw a report that said that you can go straight to Ganon immediately, but you're gonna get fucked.
Really?
Yeah, that's confirmed.
Okay.
wow, that could be interesting.
Inuma
I
said
do-
that himself.
I do like that. It's pretty cool.
And that's very Dark Souls-esque. I mean, Dark Souls, you can't go to the very end. You have to
Is this
progress
the
through.
Dark Souls of Zelda?
I would be okay with that. Very okay with that.
Dude,
I hate
as
that
soon as
comparison.
they released... What? Oh, I love that comparison.
Well, I like Dark Souls. I mean, I've only played the first one, but I hate when people call it the Dark Souls of X. It's just like,
Oh, yeah.
rolling my eyes.
But because I was talking to Jim when the first trailer came out for Breath of the Wild, and I was like, "This is literally Dark Souls for Zelda," because he wakes up in some creepy place, dead
No explanation.
essentially. He's coming back from the dead, pretty much. Yeah, no explanation. Some creepy, ominous voice is telling you what to do, and then you just get flopped in this world with nothing, no directivity, and yeah.
You get markers. I watched like the first 15 minutes of the game. You get like objective markers.
I really like the combat. The combat looks pretty fucking dope.
Hell yeah, especially like jumping off the what do you
Dude,
call it, like the rocks?
Snowboarding.
The snowboarding
Yeah,
was
Yeah,
cool.
with your shield.
I did not see snowboarding. I have to look that up.
The coolest part of the game is all the physics.
I just saw
yeah.
I saw like some gameplay trailer, and it was mainly showcasing the combat, and like Link, when I was like playing Link, got hit, and then he proceeded to like slide down the mountain, and he just like continued to like kind of roll, and I was like, that kind of physics for Legend of Zelda is just so brand new, like and so like essentially original, because usually it's like you get hit, you would land on a exact location, and then you would get back up, and there'd be no rolling, no gravity, no sliding, no whatsoever. It'd be like that'd be it basically, and then you'd be invulnerable for the briefest period of time, and then you resume fighting whatever X monster.
I think something that is interesting too is that I'm pretty sure you don't get any hard drops on anything. All your life comes from making food.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
Which is very different.
Very, very different.
It's a survival technique.
It's definitely a risk to kind of renounce a lot of the things that have been kind of consistent throughout a lot of Legend of Zelda, but I welcome these risks and the efforts they're taking to kind of become this new bigger, this return to the original kind of just adventure format. I think it's gonna be well received. I think it's gonna do well.
Next, they'll add the survival techniques that were in Metal Gear Solid 3. If you get shot with an arrow, you got to use a knife to pull out the arrow,
Yeah.
and then
Let me do that
take
every
some
day.
water, and then bandage it to gain life back.
And then eat a snake.
Eat a snake.
And then eat a snake, of course, like the name implies. Or maybe a frog.
Some days you go.
Frog sun taste is good though.
I hope there's like a reason to use the Master Sword too, because like what I've seen is you can use like any weapon.
Yeah.
Anything for a weapon too, and I hope the Master Sword has some sort of reason to use it.
Like
It'll probably be stronger. It's probably the only weapon that can't break.
yeah, I imagine
Yeah.
it would probably be like at least the most effective weapon.
I hope it's really hard to get.
It'd be cool to get like upgrades for
I'm
it
sure
too,
it's
like you did in
story-related.
Wind Waker, and I think all the games I think you get upgrades for your Master Sword.
I'll tell you what. I know it was relatively shat upon in a general consensus, but I still enjoyed the hell out of Skyward Sword.
Same.
When I first got the Master Sword, before obviously it's powered up and you were able to like do all its various attacks. Like I just spent like 10 minutes just mesmerized by how perfectly the sword matched the Wii Motion Plus controls. I was very impressed by it.
What were people's gripes with Skyward Sword? I never played it.
The Skyward Sword, the main gripes were the
Very
fact that
linear.
Here we
It
go.
it was very
Very
linear.
linear.
It was
Walking
of backtracking.
in a straight line.
a lot of backtracking. You go to like the same 3 places over and over again. You fight the
And you
same
know, some
boss.
people
Like
just didn't like the motion stuff.
yeah, in general,
Man.
I thought it was fine. It made you actually you couldn't just sit there and just kind of like fucking jerk
Yeah,
off the
couldn't just,
controller for an attack.
yeah.
But you
You
had
can
to
just play
actually
the
like,
game that you've been playing, like the same control system for the past 20 fucking installments.
I thought it was nice if you had to actually exaggerate.
Oh,
That'd
and
be-
it was so exciting when you tried swinging sideways and you kept fucking hitting it at an angle, and you'd sit there and die over and over again. You're like, I swear to God, I'm swinging this straight in half. I'm like, oh
man.
no.
Just because you couldn't play the game right doesn't mean the game was bad.
I played
Oh,
the game,
shit.
and there's a massive community that agrees with me. So, a massive group.
The internet is on Dan's side.
I still enjoyed the hell out of it. But yeah, there's a lot of backtracking. You fight the same boss like 3 times, which is kind of nuts.
I hated that thing.
The overworld was like not exciting. Like just floating in the air, there was like not much to explore.
You're right there, but let me tell you this: Skyloft is probably my favorite place in all Zelda.
I loved the characters. I liked the story, but
Bruce.
I just think, and the music was good too. But
I like
like,
the side stories really fun to accomplish. That you
I
can do
thought
all the little
just-
Oh my
errands.
god, yeah.
there
I
was
love
no
that guy.
explorability at all to me.
There's some explorability. I really wanted to get to what the hell it was to get that one demon guy like back to like human
Yeah,
again.
it could turn it back to a human with like the joy goo or whatever.
The
Side
joy,
quest.
yes, pendants or not pendants. That's Wind Waker, but yeah. Yeah, I still enjoyed the game. I really, I thought the dungeon and the giant ship that you have to like the
Best
invisible
dungeon.
ship. That
Oh, that's
dungeon
a
was
good dungeon.
fantastic. It was well designed. It involved a lot of like careful angle placement and like for the when you got the bow. I really enjoyed that dungeon. It was a bitch to get into the dungeon, but once you got in there, it was fun.
How long
I
is
like the mini boss.
well? How long is Breath of the Wild expected to be?
Hopefully,
20 minutes.
long as shit.
I don't know. I have no clue, to be honest.
Is it like
Probably as long as you
Skyrim,
want it to be.
infinite quests?
Well, I
Fucking
mean,
hope not.
considering the
Fucking hate
fact that you can fight Ganon just immediately, I imagine it just kind of depends on what you want to do on the side.
Interesting. I mean, I may get it. Only thing is, I don't have a Wii U. My roommate has a Wii U, but I don't want to get it for the Wii U. And then when I leave, I can't never play it again without getting a Wii U.
Well, no, the problem is though with the Wii U, there's so much fog and its draw distance isn't as good. So.
I even feel the Switch version has a ton of fog and low draw distance. I don't know. I might be the minority, but
No, I agree too.
I'm a little disappointed with like the amount of, like when they're showing it off. I'm like, it's supposed to like be a cool landscape, and I just see a ton of fog, and I'm just like, this Silent Hill Zelda edition?
Well, was the fog literally meant to be part of the environment, or is that just because they can't draw that far?
It's because I can't draw that far on the Switch.
Yeah,
Maybe
so.
a little bit of both, but there's somewhere it definitely looks hazy, and it's because of its
Because I mean, I saw other
hardware.
game. I saw like the first gameplay, like you could see for like in-game miles. Essentially, it looked pretty great.
Yeah, I'm not gonna use that too much against it unless it becomes a actual like gameplay problem.
Yeah, no, I
It
get
didn't
that.
look.
Can't imagine someone sniping you from like 3 miles away.
Yeah, right. I was watching gameplay of it today actually, and I thought it was super cool how the guy playing, he killed one of those. Excuse me, killed one of those goblin things, and then took its mace.
Moblin.
Moblin, yeah.
Yeah, he took its mace and then threw it at another one, and I'm just like, heh, that's kind of funny.
That definitely is a lesser known, like lesser use, kind of being able to pick up other weapons and throw them. I guess. I mean, they kind of do that. You could pick up other weapons in Wind Waker. You could pick up like the Moblin swords and shit like that. But usually you had to actually use that for part of the dungeon.
Moblins.
Is it mob? No, well, I don't know what they're called.
They're like Boko goblins or whatever.
Yeah,
There's Boko
yeah.
Blins
It's like
and
Boko-
Moblins. They're
Boko-
both right.
Whatever the hell they're called.
Boko Blins.
But
More or less the same thing. Just call them monsters.
final thoughts about the Switch. It has potential, but there's a lot of disappointing things with it. I'm definitely holding off on a purchase of it until I see the one game that really interests me, which would be the new Fire Emblem. But the rest of you guys are gonna be getting it.
Yeah, pretty much. So if you want to play it,
Yeah, and maybe I'll like it a lot.
Yeah.
But
I mean, Mario and Zelda alone, I'm buying it just because.
both of those look cool. Mario in New Donk City.
Fuck yeah.
But
Yeah, dude, the whole game's about Donkey. In case you're curious.
If he was the villain, that'd be so cool.
wait, is he?
I'm the
No, it's
evil
Bowser.
cover.
It's probably gonna be Bowser again.
Yeah, it is Bowser. He has like a cool tuxedo.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
like,
that's
a
right.
badass top hat.
He's trying to marry Peach.
Lewd.
Again.
But
Yeah.
we are at about an hour, so I'm going to cut us off there. Thank you to
Wait.
anyone who listened. We're going to try to do this once a week, every Monday night. Upload Monday night on our SoundCloud and YouTube page. Master Clickbait Podcast is the name. And once again, we should
And
have.
if you
We should have.
give us money,
Yeah, money would be nice. We'll set up a
give us
Patreon.
money and Nick will blow you.
Yeah, Nick will offer his services. He's very
I'm
handsome,
really-
very
I mean,
muscular.
I'm very good at what I do.
See? Look at that.
We may
Humble
have
too.
we may have other friends join. It may not just be the four of us sometimes.
We
So
don't
that
have
should be
other
cool.
friends.
Yeah,
Are we
just
gonna
We
get
don't
on
have to be
iTunes?
friends.
Are we
Well,
gonna get on iTunes too?
I'll see. I'll
You
figure
gotta
that out.
pay to make an iTunes.
Yeah, you gotta pay to do that.
Okay, all right.
Apple.
We'll see
You
about
gotta
that.
pay money to make money back. You know what they say? Am I right?
You
Yeah.
gotta pay the troll toll.
Hey, that could be our first
Bullet hole.
Patreon goal, getting on iTunes.
All right. So as we fade out, Jim, name as many Super Nintendo titles as you can, and we're just gonna fade out slowly.
Chrono Trigger, Secret of Mana, Final Fantasy 3, or no, 4, 5, 6, fucking Link to the Past. You got your ActRaiser.
I
You
don't know
got
how
your
to
other
fade out.
game.
Well,
Fuck.
All right,
So-
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. All right. So did you stop recording?
No.
All right, stop recording.
All right. This is it. All right. Goodbye.
Please, please.